Welcome back to another brilliant vlog, and today I will be sharing with you the misconduct of Deputy District Judge Sarah Ellis and why talking about this is important. But before I take a deep dive into the world of judicial misconduct, I simply must run my excellent introduction. I am, of course, Philip Kedge, the director of the McKenzie Friend UK network. Every month, masses of service users come to the network to find a trained, trusted and vetted McKenzie Friend to support them through family court. It is an irrefutable truth that you don't need rip-off family court lawyers in the family court. So for all of your family court needs, contact me today at contactphil.co.uk. Now remember, nothing I say constitutes legal advice, and my views and opinions are entirely my own. So, I have in my hands a misconduct finding against Deputy District Judge Sarah Speedy Ellis, who had 6 points on her licence for speeding. Let me read out the summary. So this is a statement from the Judicial Conduct Investigations Office in relation to Deputy District Judge Ellis, dated the 18th of October 2024. And it says, in June 2023, the judge received a speeding conviction after she was stopped by the police for travelling substantially above the speed limit on an A road. The conviction resulted in 6 penalty points, a fine, victim surcharge and costs, all of which amounted to nearly £1,000. The judge's representations. The judge, who self-reported her conviction to the JCIO, explained that the circumstances of her conviction were unusual. She was driving alone in the late evening in a rural area. She was subjected over a period of time to unprovoked, aggressive and erratic driving by a transit van driven by 2 men. This caused her to fear for her safety and eventually to speed up in an attempt to get away from the vehicle. The Magistrates' Court accepted her account of the incident. The judge stated that she had not intended to break the law and was deeply sorry for having done so. This was a unique set of circumstances. Her actions, which she accepted were flawed, did not reflect her usual approach to driving. Decision. The Lady Chief Justice and the Lord Chancellor agreed that the advice from the JCIO that by incurring a conviction for travelling substantially above the speed limit, the judge's actions amounted to misconduct. In agreeing to issue her with a sanction of formal advice rather than a more serious sanction, they took into account the circumstances in which the offence took place, the judge's acceptance of responsibility for her actions, and her apology. Now, if you want to read the full statement, then there is a link in the description box below. Now, why did I want to cover this in a vlog? Well, because what struck me was this, where Judge Ellis gave an account that she was being followed by a transit van being driven by 2 men. Now, I'm not making any comment whatsoever as to whether that account is true or not. I don't know. But what I will say is this. For those who don't know, I am a retired police chief inspector. And if you ask frontline police officers what the top lame excuses people come up with when being stopped for excessive speeding, then the old being pursued by a transit van is right up there. Officer, I had to put my foot to the floor to escape a transit van. I was in fear for my life. Now, it appears that Judge Speedy Ellis was stopped by a police unit. I wonder what happened to the transit van then. Had it magically disappeared, or was that account verified by the police? Now, the statement does say that the court accepted her account of the incident, but of course that didn't really matter, because she was still guilty of the offence and got 6 points on her licence. Now, of course, speaking generally, we would expect every district judge to tell the truth on oath. So let's give Judge Speedy Ellis the benefit of the doubt. But there is still a big problem. What does that say about her personal judgment? If there is a van behind you being driven erratically, the last thing you do is to speed up. Speeding up is reckless and potentially places yourself and other road users in critical danger. What you do is to slow down. You find the next exit, you stop off at a petrol station or seek other places of sanctuary. Speeding up is stupid. What happens if the van behind you speeds up as well? Where do you go with that? Now, another reason why speeding up and driving substantially over the speed limit is madness is that on the 1st of November, Hamish Hickey, a family law barrister, was jailed at York Crown Court for causing death by dangerous driving, killing an 85-year-old man. Let's have a quick look at the headline from the Independent newspaper. Barrister jailed over country road crash which left pensioner dead. Taken from various news sources, it appears that Hickey had been driving at speeds above 65 miles per hour and was in the middle of the road as he reached a blind summit where he had a head-on collision, killing the driver of the other vehicle. Hickey had been caught speeding on 3 previous occasions and had 3 points on his licence at the time of the collision. He was jailed for 23 months. Not long enough, if you ask me. What a complete tosser. So perhaps District Judge Speedy Ellis can consider herself fortunate that she didn't kill someone and end up in prison. I know what fatal road traffic accidents look like. As a police officer, I have attended a few, and it's always a bad day in the office. One in particular sticks in my mind, where the father and daughter survived and the mother and son died at the scene. What leaves you with mild PTSD is when you turn up to the scene of that kind of carnage and the radio in the vehicle is still playing happy clappy music and the DJ is wishing you a wonderful weekend. And when the body is slumped over the wheel, the mobile phone of the deceased starts ringing. And you know that it could be a loved one calling, asking them to pick up some milk on the way home. In my day as a young officer, apart from spending your probationary period making the tea and bringing in the donuts, they made you do all the jobs no one else wanted. And one of those was giving the death messages. I recall standing there knocking on the door, cap in hand, the door opens and you see the look in their faces and you say, "Can I come in? I'm afraid that I have bad news." They may say, "Is it our little Johnny? He is out driving in his car today." Yes, little Johnny was involved in a car collision. And I'm sorry to say, well, he's dead. Trust me, there is no good way to deliver that kind of news. So, it is important to cover these stories. And don't take my word for it. When it comes to District Judge Speedy Ellis, the Judicial Conduct Investigations Office believes that it is important that you, the public, know about misconduct by judicial office holders, which is why they publicly publish their statements. And I'm very happy to share them with you when it's important. So that's me done, folks, and you can make your own minds up as to the being followed by a van defence. And don't forget, you can contact me today for all of your family court needs at contactphil.co.uk. Until next time, stay strong.